time. I'm here at Providence, Rhode Island. They're holding some type of candlelight for a gentleman named Adam. I don't know the full story. We're gonna go see. They're talking right now. For those of you that tuned in recently, I made like a minute video. I just spoke with the deputy chief here in Providence, Rhode Island, and apparently my last video I was saying how there's a high police presence out here. Well, that's because apparently they're expecting a major event here happening this evening in Providence, Rhode Island. So in my opinion, the gathering that's here today is pretty small, but the police think that there's going to be a major event happening. So we'll stay tuned. They're speaking right now. Let's see what they got to say.
And make him exceptional, but he is the normal, and him going to jail will not mean the murder and the brutal oppression of our people will end. And if this is war, class war, we have to win, even if we don't want to fight. I was born into struggle, and we in the PSL believe that we can reform a system to serve our needs. The police are not an institution we can reform. They need to be pulled out by its roots in the branch along with the entire capitalist system. The police are the bulldogs of racism. And we are told that we need more legislation to keep the dogs from attacking us. Well, instead of just focusing on the dogs attacking us, we need to look at the owner of the dogs to really put an end to this oppression. The police and their brutality are just the tip of the iceberg. In order to truly end racist police terror, we need to organize like we've never organized before. And we need to not just mobilize against racism, just like people are doing all over the country, but we need to organize ourselves as a people who are in a war, whether we recognize it or not. And here in Rhode Island, we need to pop the liberal bubble that Rhode Island is somehow more progressive, and that the South is the only place where we have racist police terror. Because as Black revolutionaries have known, like Malcolm X told us, anything below the Canadian border is South. So we need a new system, one deserving of our children like Adam Toledo, Tamar Rice, Trayvon Martin, because our revenge will be the laughter of our children. And peace and power to you if you're willing to fight for it.
All right, everyone. Now we're going to have our youth director, Camila Hi, Camila, for the speech. She is the real MVP. She is the reason why. Sorry, guys. All right, Camila.
Children aren't born to die. Trayvon care for themselves and their own needs? When will the youth be prioritized? We are dying, whether that be physically or even mentally. Right here in the state of Rhode Island, men who work in schools and around children prey on vulnerable little girls. Now, I know this because I was one of them. Now, as a young Caucasian woman who has been taken advantage of by the system, this starts to make you think, how the hell are our black and brown children being failed? When will the youth as a collective get the love and peace we deserve? When will we be able to fully trust the adults who are meant to help our development? When will we be offered mental health resources instead of punishment when using anger and rage to express big emotions? The same system that put me in a position where I was preyed upon by someone who was meant to keep me safe is the same system that allows SROs to arrest students or refer them to law enforcement instead of mental health professionals. The conversation of safety needs to happen all across the city, all across Rhode Island, all across the country, and all across the world, and I do not mean safety as in police. From a very young age, the system teaches us to idolize, respect, and abide by people in authority, but these same people in authority are the ones hurting us and using us. Black and brown children are taught to respect individuals with authority, but in turn get their lives taken by them. As a child, when you think of the word safety, you think of police officers. And for children of color, safety is supposed to mean abiding by the law, and for these kids, it did not. Regardless of the hand we youth are dealt, we see things from a perspective of hope and love, but we get the complete opposite in return. Now, I say this to pose the question, when will it end? Children are not born to die.
At this time, we have another youth advocate, Zay Nabu.
Did you guys hear me? Yes. Did you guys hear me in the back?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you know we've been down been down before, nigga. When our pride was low, looking to the world like, where do we go, nigga? And we hate po-po, wanna kill us dead in the street for show, nigga. I'm at the preacher's door, my wings get weak, my gun might blow, but we gon' be alright. I find myself coming back to the microphone so often. I'm familiar with the weight of the mic or the blowhorn. I memorized the memorized. I'm familiar with the memorizing view of the crowd, the sound of my voice when I talk into the mic. I also know the feeling of anxiety that drenches my body in fear, that paralyzes my legs, that makes my heart beat 1,000,000 miles per hour, that makes me choke up with my words. It makes it hard for me to speak and breathe. But then I remember, much like my brothers and sisters, they've been held captive to the feeling of fear. They knew fear. They knew it too well. They knew anxiety. They knew horror. They knew silence. They knew bondage. They knew death. They knew the feeling of the rigidness concrete provided them as a final resting bed. Oh, much too well. Yet they asked if we're all right. Adam Toledo was 13 years old. 13, a 7th grader. Adam will never get to complete 8th grade. He will never get to experience high school, his first date. He won't know the sluggish feeling from staying up all night to study because he procrastinated to the very last second. He won't know the horrors of algebra or geometry. He won't learn about how the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. He also won't know the sensation of freedom from the grip the steering wheel supplies us. He won't get to get married. He won't get to have kids. He won't be able to buy a house. Adam Toledo America, the American justice system. They happen to also be the murderers of Walter Scott, Alton Sterling, Stephon Clark, Anton Rose, Matthew Williams, Frederick Cox, Rodney Applewhite, Natasha McCade. Shall I continue?
Yes.
Michael Brown, Sandra Bland, Sean Bell, Eric Gardner, Philando Castillo, Elijah McClain, Rashard Brooks, Oscar Grant, Rodney King. Let me do a couple more. Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice, Sean Reed, Ahmed Arbery, Amadou Diallo, Atatiano Jefferson, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Dante Ray. For so long, Black people have lit themselves on fire to keep America warm. Ever since they stopped burning us, the response is bitter and cold. Blacks have been turned into blue until we bleed red because we are not white. But then they ask if we are all right. When will it be me? I ask myself this every day. Will it be while I'm jogging? Will it be while I'm at school? While I'm sleeping? I won't lie, I'm scared as hell. I'm so scared. I'm scared to leave my sister behind, my community behind. But if you are not willing to die, how do you call yourself an activist? I am willing to die at these steps on the concrete at school while I'm sleeping. Any time of the day, I am willing to die for this cause. Because at the end of the day, no matter what I do, no matter if my hands are up, no matter if I have no weapon on me, my skin will always be a weapon. Adam Toledo was 13. I was 13 2 years ago. I'm only a freshman. I think, what if that was one of my friends? What if that was me? I'm picturing myself back in 7th grade. I was such a little kid. I was watching anime every day. I was stressing about pre-algebra homework. Adam Toledo doesn't get to do that. He doesn't get a redo button because his life was taken by a system that was meant to protect us. Ignorance allied with power is the most ferocious enemy freedom can have. We have to fight the institution that has oppressed us for hundreds of years. All my life's I have to fight, nigga. All my life hard times like yeah, bad trips, Nazareth, homie, I'm fucked up if you're fucked up, but we gon' be alright.
If anybody else wants to come up and speak before we march, please come up.
Everyone, this is username from the Providence Student Union. She's a very powerful and outspoken activist in the community.
Y'all hear me? Yeah. This is a poem that I have called ABC's America's Black Children. America aims bullets blindly butchering beautiful broken black boys' bodies, bridging, caskets closed, clinging. You see, America has dug our black boys into holes and pipelines to prison more than you can think of. I'm sorry. To grow up a black boy in America. It's to exist when others believe your blood will make the grass grow as if you are made out of magic. It is to exist with an identity crisis. Even when you become a man, they will look at you and think, boy, will shoot you without thinking if you're in your local park holding the wrong toys. Assume you ain't got no chill on your aggression. If you ever get angry, they're always so quick to say, well, why you always gotta act so black and never, oh, you could go with any color black, but the other black, but the other human, but the other broken record screaming, I can't breathe. black boys. Don't believe what they tell you like you're not supposed to feel or cry or any other emotions besides pride or invoking a clutch curse. But this is nothing special, nor an accomplishment. Because if a black boy graduates from college and the police happen to kill him, they will search his Instagram looking for the most niggardly image of his likeliness because he never was anything special. He never had any accomplishments. After all, he is black in America. But to grow up a black boy on stolen property, run by men whose skin seem like they haven't seen the sun at all, is to know that the first thing they think when they see you is a ticking time bomb, another inmate to be processed, a cadaver that has escaped its body bag. You see, black boys don't feel no pain. Black boys here don't break. But what no one understands is black boys break. Black boys break often when their father abandons his position, they break. When being called a nigger by a group of whites that you thought were your teammates, they break. When police profile, they break. When black people profile, they break. You see, to be a black boy at this moment in time is to have all of your bones broken and still be expected to stay. It's to be a nice little Negro. No need to talk about your feelings and pride because, boy, you black. You ain't even got a right to your feelings and pride, you criminal boy. You need Jesus. Yes, that's right. We need a white man from the Middle East, Jesus. Make sure they feel you. Make sure they see Jesus, because all
Jesus
they know
wasn't white.
is that feels equal type of respect.
Wasn't white.
Not knowing that they don't feel your skin. They feel the outcome of American sin. Where societies elect neglect. They elect to paint you as the aggressor. You are always been taught to not always have a voice. Been taught to see your needs in other people's possessions and take. No one has ever taught you the concept of earning. They'll only teach you how not to break. But if black boys don't break, how come they can die so easy? If black boy was a demon like the police reports claim, how come he died so easy? So often. A closed casket funeral. An easy life but a hard death. So often. So strange, ain't it? How he was actually a human being. It seems like the only time America feels safe are when black boys are no longer breathing. But America, you're gonna reap all these dead bodies yourself, even though they are made out of magic. His blood, his body, and their lives will never make your grass grow. Thank
Anyone else want to say a few words, please? Hey y'all, I'm B. I'm with the Providence Student Union. I want to draw attention to an action happening on the 29th and 30th of this month, starting at classical high schools, moving our way to the Rhode Island Department of Education building. This action is to get rid of school resource officers' pay. Bringing our schools to terrorize black and brown children. You know, when you see a police officer, you think the most dangerous thing about them is their gun. I can tell you that that's not true, because it doesn't take a gun to kill a child. When you see your classmate being marched out of the cafeteria in handcuffs, a 7th grader, when you see them come back, when you see how dead they look in their eyes, when you see how they don't raise their hand in class, you know that child has been killed. You know the future has been killed at the hands of the state. 29th and 30th of this month, be there. I'm a teacher in the Providence School District. We always talk about how our officials and our superintendent and Rhode is in control of our school system, but it's really the students, the Providence students, who have the honor to be, empowered, and learn to spend a lot of respect and trust for our young people. Woo! Now we have Londa Rogers. She's going to say a few words.
Hello? Everybody. If you're going to start with something, you got to go back 200 years for slavery. Slavery wasn't there, we wouldn't have this problem right now. Because it's in your mind and in your heart that you can go and lynch somebody on a tree just because they're black. If you're going to do something, change your heart and your mind about black people. Because this is the problem with white people. I'm not trying to say that you're wrong or whatever, but some of you in your mind think you're a privilege. You're not. The only one privilege here, God. And this is the problem with people. You don't believe in Jesus and you don't believe in God, because if you did, you wouldn't kill nobody. Because the Ten Commandments say, thou shalt not kill. But you're still killing us. I even went through it. I live in PC area. A white boy called on me. 5 cops came and tried to arrest me because I told him he couldn't park in front of my house. Does that make any sense? 5 cops. I'm 62 years old. What am I going to do? Does that make any sense that he called on me? It's me too. It's not just the kids. It's adults. They don't care. Trying to retrain these cops that are already doing this, you ain't gonna change them. You need to fire them. The system is broken. It's been broken. It needed to be fixed 200 years ago, 100 years ago, even 50. I'm still going through it. God bless.
At this time, we're gonna all gather behind this banner here, and we're gonna start our march. So if everyone can make their way behind the banner.
Wait, but before Anthony Harrison, we're going to have Max. Max is going to say a few words from the PSL.
Sorry, Max.
Hey, y'all. I don't want to hold this up too much longer. We're going to march, show the people that we are out here in force and that we need to keep fighting. But I do want to just say one more thing before we go. As was just said, my name is Max. I organize with the Party for Socialism and Liberation. Let's start off at the basics. There's no doubt that the police are a racist institution. They target, harass, and kill Black and Latinx, Asian and Indigenous folks every day. And we need to stand by our siblings of color who are targeted for police violence. But we also need to recognize that even as white people, the police are our enemy too. Even though we're less likely to be stopped, less likely to be harassed, it can happen to us all the same, right up to being murdered. I'm thinking about Stephanie Nicole Boykin from Miami. She was being evicted 2 weeks ago. Even though there's still an eviction moratorium, she was shot by heavily armed police coming in to kick her out. Local news stories justified her murder by saying she was squatting, that she had a gun. To me, that says the police thought it was fine to kill her because she was poor and dangerous. Millions of people across the country are facing eviction right now. And because they haven't been able to find a job, let alone pay the rent in the past year. Instead of the government working to find people homes, to cancel rent debt, to cancel the rents, they can send in the police to throw out and then say it was justified if they kill you, no matter what color you are. The police target poor people. I'm thinking about Joseph Santos, one of 4 people who was killed in Rhode Island by the police since 2015. This man was on and off the streets all his life, getting nabbed by the cops for petty theft, driving without a license. You know, the kind of things people do to survive. But in 2017, he was shot just driving along because his truck fit the profile. And the police said they were justified. Actually, Steve Paré, who is still the police commissioner, explained why they didn't just shoot his tires. Why did he say they didn't just shoot his tires? He said, we used to do that. You know what would happen? They'd run. So because people fear for their lives when the cops shoot at them, the cops apparently think that in that situation, it's their duty to aim better. Meanwhile, Joseph's brother had to start a GoFundMe to pay for a casket, a story which is way too common in capitalist America. So as white people, we know our friends of color, our family of color, get targeted by the cops. We know it's got to be stopped. But if you think you're exempt from police terror just for being white, think again. Police don't defend you because you're white. Police defend private property. They defend money. They defend a system that's been set up to keep the rich rich and the poor poor. Woo! And if we want all that to change, if we want to get rid of the huge police force that takes $80 million of our tax dollars every year, we need to recognize that we have a stake in this too. We're in the biggest economic crisis since the Great Depression, and anyone could be one eviction away from becoming the next victim of police. So let's be clear about what we want. We want to be free from terrorist policing. We want a society that supports everyone, that provides jobs and homes instead of armed guards in blue to serve our employers and landlords. We want to tear down the institutions of racism in all their forms and build up a society where we work for the good of humanity, not just to make our bosses rich. And if we want that, we're going to have to learn that we're fighting the same fight. We've got to ditch our bosses and fight alongside one another as working and oppressed people. We have to defend one another from oppression. We have to uplift the voices of the most oppressed and learn to link arms in huge numbers so that we are as strong as possible. Most of all, we need to fight. Let me ask you, are you ready to fight? Yeah! Are you ready to fight for freedom? Yeah! Back up, we want freedom, freedom. All these racist ass cops, we don't need them. Back up, we want freedom, freedom. All these racist killer cops, we don't need them. Thank you.
Everybody, let's get behind this banner right over here.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Stop working.
So when I looked at our numbers, we're going to probably just take up one
So
lane.
we're out here at the Rhode Island State House,
Keep it in one lane.
and looks like I didn't know they were going to be marching, so we're going to stick along with them for the march. It's unclear if they're marching around the State House or if they're going to march throughout the streets. Either way, stay tuned. Share this video. Thumbs up. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. Yeah, there's a good amount of people here. Definitely not the biggest event in Providence, but nevertheless, for a Monday, this is pretty good. So stay tuned. Oh. The beautiful Rhode Island State House with the sun going down. Very beautiful day out here. For those who are tuning in, before this video, I spoke with the Deputy Chief of the Police here in Providence, and he described that they're getting tons of calls saying that this is going to be a major event. Hopefully it is not like June 2nd previous summer, where there was rioting. We don't want any of that, especially here in Little Rhode. So stay tuned. Let's get to it without further ado.
All right, everyone, we're going to march to the right-hand side. Adherence to the least of the first chants.
Say what? Ain't no power like the power of people, 'cause the power of people don't stop. Ain't no power like the power of people, 'cause the power of people don't stop. Ain't no power like the power of people, 'cause the power of people don't stop. Ain't no power like the power of people, 'cause the power of people don't stop. Ain't no power like the power of people, 'cause the power of people don't stop. Say what?
Looks like the Providence police are on the move now.
Say what? Ain't no power like the power of people, 'cause the power of people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of people, 'cause the power of people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of people, 'cause the power of people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of people, 'cause the power of people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of people, 'cause the power of people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of people, 'cause the power of people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of people, 'cause the power of people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of people, 'cause the power of people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of people, 'cause the power of people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of people, 'cause the power of people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of people, 'cause the power of people don't stop. Say what? Say what?
Watch your steps. Watch your steps.
Say what? Let's go right inside, everyone.
Watch your steps.
Watch your steps. Watch your steps. People don't power, people don't stop. Say what?
Ain't no power like the power of the people, 'cause the power of the people don't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, 'cause the
Take it to the streets right near the Providence Place Mall. Share this video. Stay tuned.
people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, 'cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Say what?
FTP, free the people, fight the power, fuck the police. FTP, free the people, fight the power, fuck the police. FTP, free the people, fight the power, fuck the police. FTP, free the people, fight the power, fuck the police. FTP. Free the people, fight the power, fuck the police. FTP.
Free the people, fight the power, fuck the police. FTP, free the people. FTP,
Free the people, fight the power, fuck the police. FTP.
FTP,
Free the people, fight the power, fuck the police. FTP. Free the people, fight the power, fuck the police.
hands up, don't shoot, hands up,
Don't shoot,
hands up,
don't shoot,
hands up,
don't shoot,
hands up,
don't shoot,
hands up,
don't shoot,
hands up,
don't shoot,
hands up,
don't shoot,
hands up,
don't shoot, hands up, hands up,
hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up.
You have a ton of state police, Capitol Police right behind the protesters. I'll show you right now. See all their they just all went by. There was probably like 10 or 15 cruisers that just went by.
Hands up!
have a heavy police presence down here. Rhode Island State Police, possibly Capitol Police. I don't think it's Capitol, but I'm pretty sure it's State Police.
No justice!
I don't see any Providence, but stay tuned.
No justice! No justice! No justice! No justice! No justice! No justice! Black Lives Matter! 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 No, Black Lives Matter! 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 Up with the people, yeah, yeah. Down with the people. Up with the people, yeah.
No hay paz. Alright. Sin justicia no hay paz. 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 Adam Toledo. 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 Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. George Floyd. George Floyd. George Floyd. George Floyd. George Floyd. George Floyd. Trayvon Martin. Trayvon Martin. Trayvon Martin. Trayvon Martin. Trayvon Martin. Trayvon Martin. Dante Wright. Dante Wright. Dante Wright. Dante Wright. Dante Wright. Dante Wright. Adam Toledo. Adam Toledo. Adam Toledo. Adam Toledo. Adam Toledo. Adam Toledo. Turn left, turn left. Left. Left.
Money for schools and education.
There's probably roughly 50 or maybe 100 people. A lot of police presence here is on scene, marching through the streets of Providence for Adam Toledo. Stay tuned. Share this video. We're going to be out here all night for as long as it takes, so stay tuned.
Money for schools and education. No for mass incarceration. Money for schools and education. No for mass incarceration. Money for schools and education. No for mass incarceration. Money for schools and education. No for mass incarceration. Money for schools and education. No for mass incarceration. Money for schools and education. No for mass
moment of silence for those who have fallen. Can we have a moment of silence? Can we please all look down and have a moment of silence for everyone who's fallen?
In front of us are two alt-right Proud Boys, a racist nationalist group. Those two guys right in. The reason why I'm doing this is because these people literally record, take pictures of folks so that they could publicize on social media and try to hurt people down the road. I'm pretty sure one of them is Zachary, and another one is, I don't know who his name is. But
Expose them!
they have to be exposed.
Shame!
And for the
Shame!
safety of everyone, so folks can just be alerted on this. So they've been with us since, I think, the beginning of March. I just want folks to know, because this is very important, I just want all of y'all to be safe. Okay? So if you don't want to just walk away, or, just walk away, please.
Go home!
Fascists go home! Fascists go home! Fascists go home! Fascists go home!
Fascists go home!
Fascists go home! Fascists go home! Racists go home! Racists go home!
Sorry.
Racists go home! 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 Get out of here! Racists go home!
Yeah, there you go.
Who speaks?
Our street!
Who speaks?
Our street!
Who speaks?
Our street!
Who speaks?
Our street!
Who speaks?
The crowd is getting pretty riled right
Let's
now.
not follow them, y'all. Let's not follow them. Let them leave. Let them leave, y'all. Let them leave. Let's continue with this peaceful protest. Please.
Who speaks? Who speaks?
Our street!
Who speaks?
Our street!
Who speaks?
Our street!
Who speaks?
Our street!
Who speaks?
Our street! Our streets!
Well, they're gonna have to pass by here.
So all you tuning in right now, it looks as if a couple of Proud Boys came to a Black Lives Matter event, and it's unclear at this time. Oh, they're trying to get pictures of the plate. So it looks like a couple of Proud Boys came to a Black Lives Matter event. It's unclear what they had to say. I couldn't hear what they were saying, but the crowd did not like them here, did not want them here. Told them to leave. No fighting occurred, and so we're back to the march, marching through the streets of Providence, Rhode Island. Stay tuned, share this video. Your boy, the Allen Report, out here live on the streets for you. Thank you. Oh, I'm an
On the
idiot.
freedom side. Harriet Tubman was a freedom fighter. She taught us how to fight.
Hold on one second, guys. My bag's open.
Until we get it right. Till we get it right. Which side are you on, my people? Which side are you on? Are you on? Which side are you on, my people? Which side are you on? On the freedom side. Rita Hester was a freedom fighter. She taught us how to fight. How to fight. And we're gonna fight all day and night until we get it right. Get it right. Which side are you on, my people?
All right, close my bag. Thank you.
We're on the freedom side. On the freedom side. Woo!
Mama, can't you see? What the system done to me?
What the system has done to me.
Put us up and put us down. Ain't no justice in this town.
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 Mama, can't you see?
Mama, mama, can't see.
What the system done to me?
What the system done to me.
Put us down.
Drop us up and put us down.
Ain't no justice in this town.
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 Mama, can't you see?
Oh, mama, can't you see?
What the system done to me?
Oh,
Put us up and put us down.
put us up.
Ain't no justice in this town.
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 Ain't no justice in this town. Hey, yo, my people. Yeah, I got a story. Yeah, let's tell the whole wide world this is people territory. Hey, yo, my people. Yeah, I got a story. Yeah, let's tell the whole damn world this is people territory. Hey, yo, my people. Yeah, I got a story. Yeah, let's tell the whole damn world this is people territory. Hey, yo, my people. Yeah, I got a story. Yeah, let's tell the whole damn world. Hey, yo, my people. Yeah, I got a story. Yeah, let's tell the whole damn world this is people territory. Yeah, I got a story. Yeah, let's tell the whole wide world this is people territory. Yeah, yeah, this is people territory. Yeah, yeah.
earlier this week, there was another black man executed by the state. Knoxville, Tennessee, in a school motherfucking bathroom! They say he had a gun. I say, what gun? What gun? What gun? What gun? What gun? What gun? They can take in mass murderers and give them fucking cheeseburgers. But they cannot preserve the lives of our black and brown teenage boys. So once again, I say, what gun? What gun? What gun? What gun? What gun? What gun? Fucking dumbass pig shot himself.
Alright, everyone. So, let's turn right here and go across that avenue and then back to the state house. Right?
Oink, oink, bang, bang. Every day the same thing. Oink, oink, bang, bang. Every day the same thing. Oink, oink, bang, bang. Every day the same thing. Oink, oink, bang, bang. Every day the same thing. Oink, oink, bang, bang. Every day the same thing. Oink, oink, bang, bang. Every day the same thing. Oink, oink, bang, bang. Every day the same thing. Oink, oink, bang, bang. Every day the same thing. Oink, oink, bang, bang. Every day the same thing. Oink, oink, bang, bang. Every day the same thing. Oink, oink, bang, bang. Every day the same thing. Oink, oink, bang, bang. Every day the same thing. Oink, oink, bang, bang. Every day the same thing. Oink, oink, bang, bang.
Let's turn left up here, y'all.
For those who are just tuning in, we're in the city of Providence. Roughly 50 to maybe 100 people here marching through the streets of Providence for justice for Adam. Stay tuned as we walk through the streets here. Let's get to it.
What do we do? Fight the power. Racist cop killing hour by hour. What do we do? Fight the power. Racist cop killing hour by hour. What do we do? Fight the power. Racist cop killing hour by hour. What do we do? Fight the power. Racist cop killing hour by hour. What do we do? Fight the power. Racist cop killing. What do we do? Fight the power. Racist cop killing hour by hour. What do we do? Fight the power. Racist cop killing hour by hour. What do we do?
Fight the power.
Racist cop killing hour by hour. What do we do? Fight the power. Racist cop.
Fight the power.
Racist cop killing hour by hour. What do we do? Fight the power. Racist cop killing hour by hour. What do we do? Fight the power.
Let's do sin justicia no hay paz. Justicia no hay paz. Sin 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 justicia no hay paz. Adam Toledo. Adam Toledo. Adam Toledo. Adam Toledo. Was only 13 years old. Adam Toledo. Adam Toledo. Only Toledo. Adam Toledo. Was only 13 years old. Was only 13 years old. Adam Toledo. Adam Toledo. Was only 13 years old. Was only 13 years old. Adam Toledo. Adam Toledo. Was only 13 years old. Was only 13 years old.
Watch my back, I'm under attack. You got my back? You got my back?
I got your back.
Watch my back, I'm under attack. You got my back?
I got your back.
You got my back?
I got your back.
fight the power, fuck the police. FTP, free the people, fight the power, fuck the police.
I said FTP.
Free the people, fight the power, fuck the police.
I said FTP.
Free the people, fight the power, fuck the police.
I said FTP.
Free the people, fight the power, fuck the police.
I said FTP.
Free the people, fight the power, fuck the police.
I said FTP.
Free the people, fight the power, fuck the police.
I said FTP.
Free the people, fight the power, fuck the police.
I said FTP.
Free the people, fight the power, fuck the police.
I said FTP.
Free the people, fight the power, fuck the police.
I said FTP.
Free the people, fight the power, fuck the police.
I said FTP.
Free the people, fight the power, fuck the police.
I said FTP.
Free the people, fight the power, fuck the police.
I said FTP.
Free the people, fight the power, fuck the police.
I said FTP.
Free the people, fight the power, fuck the police.
I said FTP.
Free the people, fight the power, fuck the police. Same thing. Quit your job! Quit your job! Quit your job!
Quit your job.
Quit your job! Quit your job!
Quit your job.
Quit your job!
Quit your job.
Quit your job!
Quit your job. Quit the job. Quit your job. Quit your job. Quit your job. Quit your job.
Quit your job!
Quit your job.
Quit your job!
We'll be back.
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 We'll be back. We're gonna defund the police one way or the other. Woo! We'll be back.
We'll be back!
We'll be back.
We'll be back!
We'll be back.
We'll be back.
We'll be back.
We'll be back!
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 We'll be back.
No pop! No!
Sorry, buddy.
Tighten up, tighten up.
Man at the front!
United we stand. 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 United we stand.
Divided we fall!
United we stand.
Divided we fall!
United we stand.
Divided we fall!
United we stand. United we stand.
Divided we fall!
United we stand.
Divided we fall!
United we stand.
USA! I said! Cops, no KKK, no fascist USA! I said! Cops, no KKK, no fascist USA! FTP, free the people, fight the power, fuck the police! FTP, free the people, fight the power, fuck the police! FTP, free the people, fight the power, fuck the police! All right, everyone. All right, everyone, good job. Let's just move back to the steps and from there we did first. Make sure you keep your family and your friends on your phone. Watch your step. Watch your step.
So we just arrived here at the Rhode Island State House. This is where the event began. It's really hard to see me right now, so bear with me. But hold on here. Let's see if I can change the lighting. A beautiful Rhode Island State House.
If we could all regroup on the steps, please, for a few minutes. Thank you.
What? I was keeping it back to the power.
Yeah, I'm not like scared.
For those who's just tuning in, I think it's a little over 100 people at this point, looks like. Or maybe just about 100 people. Looks like they're gonna do some wrap-up final speaking or have a few speakers speak very briefly, I'm not sure. So we're gonna stay tuned and document. Stay tuned. Oh, I forget that reporter's name, but I see her everywhere.
Police uphold capitalism and white supremacy.
For everyone who came out, give yourselves a round of applause. At the end of the day, although they see us as threats, we can keep it to spread peace. We can break down the system that has oppressed us and our ancestors for years and years before us. This generation will be the generation to end all generational trauma, to end gentrification, to end the school with the pipeline.
Hands to God!
And housing. We're going to be the superheroes of today.
Yes, sir!
If anyone wants to say something, please come up and say something to them. You're more than welcome to.
No. Yep.
When the power of love overrides the love for power, that's when there's finally gonna be peace.
I just want to thank everybody for coming out here today. Everybody give her another round of applause.
Let's give a round of applause to our bicyclists, our medics. We would be lost. shout out to all the young people here, all the adults, all the people who believe in the just cause, the right cause. Give yourself a hand of round of applause.
And I just want to say that I know from me to each and every single one of you that we will be here again as many days, as many years, as long as it takes, we will be here to fight for justice. So with that said, if anybody,
Can we just, like, the last thing we're gonna ask from everyone just sit down and just take a moment of silence, remembrance to all the fallen victims of police brutality for a couple minutes. Rest in peace, Brianna. Rest in peace, Trayvon. Rest in peace, Dante. Rest in peace, Vanessa. You get rest in peace. Anyone else want to say a few words before we leave?
Thank you.
Thank you to everyone. Everyone can all of us. Who said it?
Word. So I already said pretty much what I wanted to earlier, but I do want to emphasize that changes aren't going to occur unless we have a broad mass people's movement that is determined to win not just justice but power to see that these murders and abuses can finally end. It wasn't the system of politicians that have gotten Derek Chauvin to try. That's our beginning?
Yeah, that's good.
How about now?
Yeah.
One team, one dream. So changes aren't going to occur without a broad mass people's movement that is determined to win not just justice, but have power so these murders and abuses can finally end. And it wasn't the system of politicians that had gotten Derek Chauvin to trial. It was a massive process that began a year ago. People power made that happen. And the people will continue to hit the streets until Tim Potter and all killer cops are fired, arrested, and charged and convicted for crimes against black youth.
Every cop.
Every cop. And also, just to emphasize, we have brutality cases here in Rhode Island, right? Those victims on I-95, Jamal Gonzalez, right? And the police, right, have no business using excessive force on any of us, but if the only tool you have is a hammer, then every problem is going to look like a nail. And the police see working class people, specifically black people, as enemies to be subdued and put down, controlled and exploited, not as human beings who are complex and have needs that are unmet because of the capitalist inequality and racist oppression. So again, there's a lot of organizations here and people who are here working together. We need the system, right? The police are so organized. We have to be just as much organized than them to win. And we're not going to do that with spontaneous multiple movements, right? Yeah. So like I said, find somebody here, find an organization, a group. I'm with the PSL, and learn how to get more involved in building this mass movement here in Rhode Island.
Anyone else want to say a couple words, a few words? Please come up, don't feel shy. We're all... No one else? Enrique, tell them all the organizations you joined. Alright, so yeah, there's like Sammy said, there's PSL, there's PSA, there's Reclaim Ride, there's BLM Pack, there's FANG, there's all groups.
Student Union!
PSU! Wide Awake community who organized this. This wasn't an individual, this was a board, Wide Awake community. Am I missing anyone else?
Sunrise!
Sunrise community.
Prism! Yeah!